Hello Aries Sun sign and Aries Ascendant. This is your forecast for June of 2016, and this month gets kicked off with a fantastic configuration called a grand trine. It's in your career and money houses. You've got Mercury in the second house of money, Pluto in the 10th house of career, and Jupiter in the sixth house of work or your daily responsibilities. And just a few things with this, it definitely indicates there's an opportunity for you to advance yourself in your career in some way, and or for you to find ways to save money and possibly to make more money. It definitely requires you to believe in yourself, to go after the brass ring, so to speak, and stretch yourself. Even if you don't feel worthy of an opportunity or don't feel like anyone will take you seriously, this is all about, oh well, I'm going to go for it anyway. So you got to face that fear and be a good friend to yourself by doing what's right for you, okay? So that's a fantastic way to start this month off. Now, there are some other things that are more challenging, so let's look at this. So June 3rd, the Sun makes an opposition to Saturn. It's in your third house. The Sun's in your third house, Saturn's in your ninth house. And one of the things with this that really can be concerning is the third house is your communication style. And with Sun opposite Saturn, unfortunately, it can mean that you really doubt yourself. You second guess yourself. You're scared to speak up. You might be your own worst enemy or just very critical of yourself. So I'm telling you to believe in yourself and go for the brass ring. But underneath the surface, this can indicate that there is just a fear of falling on your face. So you have to master fear. Okay? You can't let fear master you. So think of fear as an opportunity to be courageous, because once you face those fears and overcome it, even if you don't get the job or don't get the raise, you were powerful and that you stood up to fear. So it's really about being empowered. Okay, so that's really a good time for you to stand up for yourself. Another thing that this could indicate, so the third house is the house of communication, and it's also the house of learning, and so is the ninth house. The ninth house is higher learning. So this can say that you probably need to learn more or to deepen your knowledge in some way, and that could advance you in your career. And I just thought of this, maybe it's polishing your communication skills in some way, okay? And maybe that's just that you work on your confidence, because the Sun is power, the Sun is the ruler of Leo, so it's confidence, okay? Now let's look at this. You got Venus opposite Saturn on the very next day, June 4th. Again, the third and ninth house are involved, and with Venus and Saturn, so Venus rules money and it rules love, the two things that all of us want. And Venus opposite Saturn, this can say that for you, and especially with the third house involved, that you just have a lot of fears around one or perhaps both of those issues. Okay, so again, it's about not just letting fear hold you back in life or paralyze you. This is really about facing whatever fears you have with money, and I've already talked about that, but you need to, this is definitely a great month for you to strengthen yourself financially, again, by saving money, finding ways to make more money. With Venus opposite Saturn, I just want to say this clearly, be careful with spending money, okay? Aries is a fire sign and it can be impulsive. I see it, I want it, what's there to think about, and then you could regret it later. So be careful with spending money, or a lot of money, I guess I should say. Don't spend money to make yourself feel better, or you will regret it. Now in love, this can certainly mean that there's some communication problems, and you just need to not let it get you down, because this isn't going to last for long, okay? The first week of June, you'll have this aspect and then it will fade away. So if things aren't clicking in your love life, or there's some communication issues, don't sweat it, don't worry, okay? Now, let's see. Jupiter is going to make a square to Saturn. Actually, the entire month, Jupiter is within range of Saturn. And so Jupiter's in your sixth house of work, Saturn's in your ninth house. And This is okay. So the sixth house is about your daily routines, and Saturn is all about, or I'm sorry, the ninth house is all about being more spontaneous. So you've got like this yin yang energy of I've got these routines that I feel very effective in. I feel safe and secure with these routines. And you've got Saturn saying that you would be wise to look at those routines and find ways to be more effective, more efficient, and ultimately more productive. But the square can say that you're hesitant or even fearful to change. You know, like you might feel if it's not broke, don't fix it, but it could be better is what this aspect is saying. Okay. Another thing is the sixth house is one of the houses of health. So this can say that you would be wise just to be more disciplined with your health, whether it's getting more exercise or more rest or better nutrition, or maybe just taking mental health days. Okay. And then you have a new moon in Gemini. Let's see, on June 4th. So a lot happened in the very first week here. So for you, that's going to be in your third house again. So let's talk about this real briefly. The third house, again, your communication style, and a new moon represents new beginnings. So with this energy, you're going to have the sun, Venus, and the moon all aligned. But again, the sun's making, and Venus and the moon are going to be making some challenging aspects. Again, that opposition to Saturn is the most challenging one. So watch what you say. Edit your words. Okay? But as far as a new beginning, this is saying if you can polish your message, if you can speak your truth, but dip the words in honey, so to speak, you're going to be more powerful and more effective and be able to effectively get your message across in a positive way. Okay. This can also say something about, again, learning or education, like you decide to go back to school or get more disciplined with learning something new. And then finally, Mars is direct on June 29th. So Mars has been in your 8th house, and Mars is one of the rulers of the 8th house. And during this period that Mars has been retrograde, I would definitely say that you've most likely been looking at your life under the microscope, and you're probably more acutely aware of what's not working for you. And the point of Mars retrograde in the 8th is just to do what I call weeding your garden. You have to really look beneath the surface and ask yourself whether it's belief systems or the people around you or a job you've got or just whatever it is. Are these people, these beliefs, or is this situation empowering me, or is it draining me? And so Mars direct is like, okay, I know what's going on now. I know what's holding me back. And it's about moving forward and basically pulling those weeds. Okay. So with that being said, I do indeed hope you have a great month, and I'll talk to you next month. Bye-bye.